What's good, everyone? Hello, and welcome into another movie reaction. Today, I am watching Field of Dreams, which released in 1989. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me for this movie today. And if you're new here, my name is KL. The reason I'm watching this one is because a Patreon member a few weeks ago kindly reminded me that sports movies in general are severely lacking on the channel. And he's not wrong. Prior to this reaction today, the only one I have is To Remember the Titans, which was a while ago already. And I loved that movie, and it made me want to watch more sports movies, but then I just haven't. So yeah, it was time. It was time for another one, and Field of Dreams won a Patreon poll. The poll itself was made with the help of my voice. Hello? Hello? Can we sound normal? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Hello? Can I talk normally, please? Oh my gosh, my voice sounds weird today. I apologize. Anyway, I wanted my Patreon members' help in making the poll. So I got them to comment a bunch of movie suggestions, and then I took those and put them into wheelofnames.com, and I spun until I had 4 movies that had 4 different sports represented, which definitely made me realize how many football and baseball movies there are. But anyway, the poll was between Field of Dreams, Jerry Maguire, Warrior, and Slapshot, and Field of Dreams got 47% of the votes, so that is why we're watching it today. As for the movie itself, so I know this is baseball, and I know that Kevin Costner is our leading man in this. I don't know who else is in this movie with him, and I don't know what the story is about, but I'm very excited to watch it because baseball is actually the sport out of all the major sports. Baseball is the one that I do enjoy watching the most. It's the sport that I feel like I know the most about in terms of like the rules and the how it works and such, but I'm not like fully into baseball. Like I don't know all the terminology, and I don't like actively watch it. The reason why I enjoy watching it is because my family, oh my gosh, my family are all big into baseball. One of the more memorable Canadian sports moments in like our history was the Blue Jays versus Texas Rangers game back in October 2015, where it was the deciding game for the playoff series, and Toronto had not been to the playoffs in many decades, and it was the game that had the famous 7th inning that resulted in Jose Bautista's bat flip after he got a home run, because it was just an absolutely insane circumstance that the teams found themselves in. And anyway, in the decades since that happened, like I will go on YouTube once in a while and I will rewatch the 7th inning because that was just such a memorable game. It was so much fun. That game, I feel like, united Canada together for a little while because it was just insane. James Earl Jones, cool. Okay, so we're getting like the whole cast right now. Ray Liotta as Shoeless Joe.
My father's name was John Kinsella, and never saw a big city until he came back from France in 1918. He settled in Chicago, where he quickly learned to live and die with the White Sox. He played in the minors for a year or two, but nothing ever came of it, and was already an old man working at the Naval Yards when I was born in 1952. My name's Ray Kinsella. Mom died when I was 3, and I suppose Dad did the best he could. Officially, my major was English, but really it was the 60s. I marched, I smoked some grass, and I met Annie. Annie and I got married in June of '74. Dad died that fall. I'm 36 years old, I love baseball, and I'm about to become a farmer. But until I heard the voice, I'd never done a crazy thing in my whole life.
Cool. Good intro.
If you build it, he will come.
That's the voice he was talking about.
That voice just now, what was it?
We didn't hear anything.
He will come.
Sounds so like mysterious.
Hey, are you really hearing voices?
Just one. If you build it, he will come.
If you build what, who will come?
He didn't say.
Purposefully vague.
Well, it's just I've heard that sometimes farmers out in the field, they hear things, you know, voices.
You hearing voices?
No, it's just that I heard that some farmers do, and I, of course, don't, so I...
He seems concerned.
Who's hearing voices?
Ray is. Out in the fields.
No, I'm not.
Everyone's very concerned.
If you build
All right, that's it. Huh? Who are you, huh? What do you want from me?
You don't suppose this is like an acid flashback or anything, do you?
I think it means that if I build a baseball field out there, that Shoeless Joe Jackson will get to come back and play ball again.
You're kidding.
Uh-uh.
You're kidding.
No.
You're supposed to be so graceful and agile. Actually, to see him play again, to let him play, to right an old wrong.
Wait a minute, Bob. Well, are you actually thinking of doing this?
No.
Yes.
I'm 36 years old. I have a wife, a child, and a mortgage, and I'm scared to death I'm turning into my father. I never forgave him for getting old.
Oof.
Man never did one spontaneous thing in all the years I knew him. Annie, I'm afraid of that happening to me. And something tells me that this may be my last chance to do something about it.
You're 36 and you consider you get a last chance. Oh my gosh.
Do you think I'm crazy?
Yes.
But
But I also think if you really feel you should do this, then you should do it.
yeah, have a hobby. Build a baseball field.
What the hell is he doing?
He's plowing under his corn.
Why?
I love that everyone is gathering to watch.
Ty Cobb called him the greatest left fielder of all time. They said his glove.
That is a lot of income he's plowing away, though, to be fair.
I mean, if he's supposed to be throwing, how do you explain the fact that he hit 375 for the series and didn't commit one error? Huh?
I can't.
12 hits, including the...
The girl playing Karen, I think she's in Now and Then, isn't she? A little bit older, of course. I think that movie came out in 94.
Said he put on 50 pounds and the spring was gone from his step, but he could still hit. Dad used to say nobody could hit like Shoeless Joe.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen you smile when you mentioned your father.
I have just created something totally illogical.
And you feel good about it.
Am I completely nuts?
Not completely. It's a good baseball field, Ray.
Does look good.
Something's gonna happen out there. I can feel it.
It's going to be the Field of Dreams.
What's a southpaw?
It means a left-handed pitcher, honey. So how bad is it?
Finance talk?
We used up all our savings on that field, Ray.
Daddy, there's a man out there on your lawn.
Who is it? Shoeless Joe. I love that there's not one word being exchanged. Just a head nod and away we go. That's all you need. Oh no. There we go.
Bet it's good to be playing again, huh?
I'd wake up at night with the smell of the ballpark in my nose, the cool of the grass on my feet.
Can you pitch? Yeah.
Don't we need a catcher?
Not if you get it near the plate, we don't.
He's like a kid again. Not Joe, but Ray. I do love that sound of a ball being hit. That crack.
Right. You're a low ball hitter.
Man, I did love this game.
Still got it.
I used to love traveling on the trains from town to town. The hotels, brass spittoons in the lobbies, brass beds in the rooms. And it was the crowd. Rising to their feet, the ball was hit deep.
It's my family.
Go meet Joe.
The lights.
Oh, all the stadiums have them now.
Makes it harder to see the ball.
Yeah, well, the owners found that more people could attend night games.
I never really thought about that. Oh, can he not leave the field?
Would you like to come inside?
Thanks. I don't think I can. Can I come back again?
Yeah,
Aw.
I built this for you.
There are others, you know. There were 8 of us. We really mean a lot to them.
Yeah. Anytime. They're all welcome
Does
here.
he... Oh, not me thinking he meant you need to build 7 more of these. 1 for each of us, please.
Is this heaven?
Oh.
No. It's Iowa.
We're keeping this field.
You bet your ass.
It's non-negotiable.
I mean, you never liked Iowa.
That's not
Yes,
true.
Come on.
That's not true.
You've never liked farming. You don't know the first thing about
I know a lot about farming.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
a lot more than you think I know.
Well, then how could you plow onto your major crop?
It's not like he took all the corn down.
Daddy, the baseball game is on.
Excuse us.
Annie, I don't believe this guy. I mean, I'm trying to bail him out and he goes off to watch television.
Yeah, because they both told you no. Listen to the no. Respect the no. This is so fun.
Muscle-bound jerk.
Oh, yeah? At least I got muscles.
No, at most you got muscle.
Come on, asshole. Pitch.
Nice.
Sorry, kid.
It's okay. I don't mind.
She's so adorable. I love that Ray is just like living out his childhood with this.
And I'm just trying to help.
I know.
So I thought you two were going to watch some game.
That was what I was just thinking,
More like a practice.
that they don't see.
Well, you don't see him?
Karen, honey, what are you watching?
The baseball man.
Baseball. You see the baseball man right now?
Of course I do.
You really don't see him?
I don't think it's very polite to try to make other people feel stupid.
Oh, geez.
You don't see these people? It's not funny, Annie.
So only the 3 of them can see them. Something magical about this farm,
This is really interesting.
I'll say. I'm surprised then that they didn't hear the voice, but I guess the voice was only meant for him.
Shower. See you later.
See you guys.
I'm so curious where this story is going. Like I don't.
I'm melting! I'm melting!
Fun.
Ease his pain.
What?
Oh, the voice is back. I didn't think we would hear the voice again.
Ray, this is a very non-specific voice you have out there, and he's starting to piss me off.
I was having a fun day today, you know, a good day.
And I say smut and filth like this.
Oh, this is like a part of the. Okay. Why does this like circle around every few decades? I don't understand.
That book you're waving about is hardly smut. It is considered by many critics to be the classic novel about the 1960s.
It's pornography! No. The Supreme Court says it's not.
And its author, Mr. Mann,
Is sick.
Terrence Mann, is a Pulitzer Prize winner. And he is widely regarded as the finest satirist of his time.
Yeah, well, I think he's a pervert. He's probably a communist, too.
What planet are these people?
I agree.
Right-thinking school boards all across the country have been banning this man's S-H-I-T since 1969.
You know why he stopped writing books? Because he masturbates.
And your point?
While other people were chanting, "Burn, baby, burn," he was talking about love and peace and understanding. I dearly wish he had written some more. And I think if you had experienced even a little bit of the 60s.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, Annie the hippie. She was going to speak up.
I experienced the 60s.
No, I think you had two 50s and moved right on into the 70s.
Oh, yeah? Well, your husband plowed under his corn and built a baseball field.
Okay.
At least he is not a book burner, you Nazi cow. Who wants to spit on the Constitution of the United States of America? Anybody? All right. Now, who's for the Bill of Rights? Who thinks freedom is a pretty darn good thing? Come on, let's see those hands. Who thinks that we have to stand up to the kind of censorship that they had under Stalin?
I love Annie.
All right, there you go, America. I love you. I'm proud of you. I mean it.
Annie,
What?
we gotta go.
We gotta go. This is great.
Fabulous.
Right, you got great at what?
I figured it out.
God, it was just like the 60s again.
Ray's on a whole other planet right now, though.
I know whose pain I'm supposed to eat.
What?
I know whose pain it is I'm supposed to eat.
Ray, I just halted the spread of neo-fascism in America.
He wasn't paying attention any.
What about it?
That's whose pain.
Oh, how do you know that?
I don't know, I just know. I mean, I was right about building a field, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, what's his pain?
I don't know.
Well, how are you supposed to ease it?
I don't know.
Ray, he's my favorite writer, too.
Oh, like we're expanding past just like baseball in terms of like the people that we are bringing back. Okay, so James Earl Jones.
By the early 70s, the guy decides people have become either too extremist or too apathetic to listen to him, so he stops writing.
And that was back in the 70s. It's gotten worse.
This is not a pipe, okay? It's not his best work, but he wrote a story. The character that Mann created 26 years ago is named John Kinsella, my father.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow?
What do you want me to say? Big wow. What's it got to do with baseball?
You drive.
Yeah, I definitely thought the voice was talking about one of the players.
As a child, my earliest recurring dream was to play at Ebbets Field with Jackie Robinson and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Of course, it never happened, and the Dodgers left Brooklyn and they tore down Ebbets Field. But even now, I still dream that dream.
That's sad.
Field of Dreams. The dreams of people that have died.
Annie, the guy hasn't been to a live baseball game since 1958.
So, in order to ease his pain, you're supposed to take him to a ball game.
Is that who's going to fill the stands?
Ray, this is nuttier than building the baseball field.
No, it's not. It's pretty.
Maybe. I'm just excited to see James Earl Jones.
We are having moderate to heavy financial difficulties here, and you can't take off for Boston while we're going broke in Iowa.
Annie, this is really new territory for both of us, I know, but we're dealing with primal forces of nature.
I feel like the voice won't stop bothering him, you know?
I think something's going to happen to the game. I don't know what, but there's something at Fenway Park, and I got to be there with Terrence Mann to find it out.
Is Fenway the one with the big green wall in left field? I dreamt last night you were at Fenway with Terrence Mann.
Oh.
Was I sitting on the first base side?
Yes?
About halfway up on the aisle?
Yeah, you were keeping score and
I was eating a hot dog. I had the same dream.
I'll help you pack.
Just gotta believe in the magic. Let it carry you. Well, this movie is not at all what I was expecting. I'm digging it. I'm here for it.
Hi, I'm Ray Kinsella. I'm a really big fan of... Hi.
He's got such a lovely smile. Oh, wait, I must have misunderstood. He's still alive. Terrence Mann. He's not dead.
He's sort of a tall black man. I'm a friend of his.
If he was much of a friend, he'd give you the directions himself.
That's a very valid response.
2 blocks down, right-hand side. First door that don't have a chicken in the window is his.
Who the hell are you?
Sir, my name's Ray Kinsella.
We got a learning disability here?
Mr. Mann, if I could just have 1 minute, please.
Look, I can't tell you the secret of life, and I don't have any answers for you.
God, his voice is so good.
You once wrote, there comes a time when all the cosmic tumblers have clicked into place and the universe opens itself up for a few seconds to show you what's possible.
Oh, my God. You're from the 60s.
Well, yeah, actually.
Ow, hey.
Oh, no.
Back to the 60s.
Wait a
back.
second.
There's no place for you here in the future. Get back while you still can. Peace, love, dope. Now get the hell out of here.
That didn't go well. Can the voice send a sign to him?
I was hoping I could just convince you to come with me.
So you are kidnapping me?
Take you to a baseball game.
You what?
Red Sox A's.
Why?
Something will happen there. I don't know what, but we'll find out when it does. My name's Ray Kinsella. You used my father's name for a character in one of your stories.
You're seeing a whole team of psychiatrists, aren't you?
About how you always dreamed of playing at Ebbets Field and how sad you felt when they tore it down.
I never said that.
You didn't?
I don't even recall thinking that.
This whole thing is so weird.
And why go through with it?
Well, it only just became weird when he.
It's a really good story. And I'll tell you on the way.
I'm not gonna get rid of you, am I?
No. If you just... So what do you do with yourself these days?
I live, I work. I learn how to cook. I take walks. I watch.
That sounds like a very peaceful life.
Now people like you think I must be miserable because I'm not involved anymore. But I got news for you. I spent all my misery years ago. I got no more pain left for any of you.
He's his pain. But maybe he does have pain. Go the distance.
Go the distance.
This is the next person that he has to help?
I'm sorry, I guess you didn't have to be here.
What?
Whenever you want to go, we can go.
No, there's got to be a reason.
You got another message, didn't you?
You think I'm crazy?
I already think you're crazy.
Said the man's done enough. Leave him alone.
Ray. No, that can't be the last of Terrence.
Moonlight Graham.
Man, we were the only ones who saw it. Did you hear the voice, too? It's all right to admit it. It's what told me to find you. Did you hear it?
Go the distance.
Do you know what it means?
Yes. It means we're going to Minnesota to find Moonlight Graham.
We're going...
Out of my mind.
What do we do? What do we do when we find him?
How the hell am I supposed to know that?
That's right. You're right. You're right.
Right, you wouldn't know either. You don't know.
Hey, Annie, guess what? I'm with Terrence Mann.
Oh my God, you kidnapped him.
No, I didn't. He wanted to. Look,
Aww.
we're going to Minnesota now.
I don't believe this. What's in Minnesota?
An old...
The next person.
How are things with you?
Fine.
Great. Look, Ann, I gotta go, okay?
I'll admit I am worried about this whole, farm financial situation, though.
Someday explain all this to me, okay?
I'll try.
I think we'll have to wait till it stops before we can explain it. Oh, no.
Why didn't you tell him? Annie, you got no choice in the matter.
No. Oh, shit. Already? Well, I mean, I guess it did take him a long time to build it, and then he had to wait through the whole winter. It's not like corn grows year round.
And there were times when children could not afford eyeglasses or milk or clothing. Yet no child was ever denied these essentials, because in the background there was always Dr. Graham. Without any fanfare or publicity, or the ticket to the ball game found their way into the child's pocket.
You wrote that?
The day he died.
That's lovely. Sounds like a great man.
Tell me about his wife.
Alicia. She moved to South Carolina after Doc passed. She passed a couple of years later.
Is that where we gotta go then?
They found boxes of blue hats that he never got around to give her.
Oh.
No illegitimate children. No shady finances.
You sound disappointed.
Shoeless Joe had a problem. That's why he needed you. This guy doesn't need us.
Don't be so sure.
His father, who lives in Baltimore, notified police after receiving no answer to repeated telephone calls. Shoot. I better call him.
This is why you always got to tell someone if you're going to be away from home for a bit.
What did I tell him?
Just say you're taking a break. You're traveling the country a little bit. Checking out some cities you've never been to. Easy. What movie's playing? Still need to see that one.
This year's.
Although, wait, when did The Godfather release? So we're time travelers now? Go get him.
At the time, you don't think much of it. You know, we just don't recognize the most significant moments of our lives while they're happening. Back then, I thought, well, there'll be other days.
Mm-hmm.
What's so interesting about a half an inning that would make you come all the way from Iowa to talk to me about it 50 years after it happened?
I think it's to ask you if you could do anything you wanted. If you could have a wish.
And you're the kind of a man who could grant me that wish?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I never got to bat in the major leagues. I'd have liked to have that chance, just once, to stare down a big league pitcher.
Well, we can set you up with that.
To feel the tingle in your arm as you connect with the ball. To run the bases, stretch a double into a triple, and flop face first into third. Wrap your arms around the bag. That's my wish, Rick and Silla.
You described that so well.
It'll have to stay a wish. I was born here, I lived here, I'll die here, but no regrets.
50 years ago, for 5 minutes, you came this close. I mean, it would kill some men to get that close to their dream and not touch it.
If I'd only gotten to be a doctor for 5 minutes, now that would have been a tragedy. I better be getting home. At least she'll think I got a girlfriend.
And then I figured maybe we're not supposed to take him with us.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Or, I have a theory.
Well, your wife called before. She wants you to call us tonight.
Yeah, it's important. Because he's dead now, like Ray went back to 1972 to talk to him, but he's dead now, so maybe he will end up on the field.
I talked to the bank, and I asked them if we could miss a payment or two.
They wouldn't let you?
They told me that they had just sold the note on the farm to Mark and his partners.
Without your...
If we don't sell to them, they're going to foreclose.
I've got to take Mr. Mann back to Boston first, all right? So it's,
No.
That seems dramatic that the bank would act that fast.
I'm going to Iowa with you.
We're coming home.
Hell, I can't quit now. Gotta see this ballpark.
He's like, I've done all this already. I might as well just continue to. Let's see it out. Let's see it through. What's this?
I need all the Carmichael kit right now.
This looks like...
How far you going?
Iowa.
Well, if it's okay with you, I think I'll just ride along a while. I play baseball.
Hop in.
All right.
He looks like he's from back in time.
I'm Archie Graham.
Kid him. Oh my gosh.
You know, it's funny the way he described towns, you know, finding you a job so that you could play on their...
You couldn't tell just by looking at him that he's not from this time. It was the sack of stuff that, for me.
By the time I was 10, playing baseball got to be like eating vegetables or taking out the garbage. So when I was 14, I started to refuse.
Why 14?
That's when I read The Boat Rocker by Terrence Mann.
Oh.
Played catch with him again.
You see, that's the kind of crap people always try to lay on me. It's not my fault you wouldn't play catch with your father.
That's so funny.
He said I could never respect a man whose hero was a criminal.
Who was his hero?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
You knew he wasn't a criminal. Then why did you say it?
I was 17. Son of a bitch died before I could take it back.
Well, maybe this is redemption then.
He never saw his granddaughter.
This is your penance.
That's better.
This is Terrence Mann.
Terry.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is Archie Graham.
Archie?
He's come to practice with the team.
Yeah, well, he's going to be able to do a lot more than that.
Let's go. Come on. It's been a long come in.
Look at this.
Well, what you say? One time.
Hey, Ray. Welcome back.
Thanks, Joe.
Oh, look at Terrence.
I'd like you to meet Shoeless Joe Jackson. Joe, Terry Mann.
Ray, I hope you don't mind, but we got tired of just having practices, so we brought another team out with us so we could have some real games.
Where'd they come from?
Where did we come from? You wouldn't believe how many guys wanted to play here.
Aw.
Are you Graham?
Yes, sir.
Well, what are you doing on the sidelines here? You came to play ball, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He already knows.
All right, we'll go warm up.
He already knows.
Unbelievable.
It's more than that. It's perfect.
But yeah, there's a reason why Terrence can see them, hear them too. Maybe it all has to do with him, just the book, and him using his dad's name. Is he like a connection to his dad?
Yeah.
That's deep enough.
Tag it
Hey! They're so cute.
That's what we needed. Let's go now. Little bingo.
This story is so heartwarming and lovely.
Hey, it's time to put away your little fantasies and come down to earth.
It's not a fantasy.
Is there any way that we can prove to this guy?
Well, who's this? Elvis?
Ray.
As a matter of fact, it's Terrence Mann.
Right. How do you do? I'm the Easter Bunny. Ray, listen, we need to... Let us buy you out. We'll leave the house. You can live on it rent-free as long as you want.
What about the baseball field?
Ray, do you realize how much this land is worth?
Yeah. $2,200 an acre.
And its worth is not just in a monetary value.
I'm offering you a way to keep your home because I love my sister. Now, my partners, Ray, they don't give a damn about you, and they're ready to foreclose right now.
Daddy, we don't have to sell the farm.
Karen, please. Just...
Someone's telling her that. The voice.
People will come. They'll just decide to take a vacation, see? They'll think it's really boring, so they'll drive up and want to pay us, like buying a ticket.
You're not seriously listening to this, are you? Why would anybody pay money to come here?
To watch the game. It will be just like when they were little kids.
What the hell is she talking about?
I believe her.
They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. We won't mind if you look around, you'll say. It's only $20 per person, but it is money they have and peace they like.
Ray, just sign the papers.
Don't sign.
They have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines where they sat when they were children and cheered their heroes.
I love that he's commanding the attention of the team.
It's a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray.
I loved all of that.
You build a baseball field in the middle of nowhere, and you sit here and you stare at nothing.
Not nothing.
And you turn your daughter into a damn space.
Get your hands off
I'm trying to help you, damn it!
Is she all right?
I don't know.
Is she breathing?
Should I get the car?
I'm gonna call emergency.
Annie, wait.
What?
This just took a turn. He can help. Bring her over. Take her over. Oh.
What do we got here?
She fell.
So he can see him.
This child's choking to death. Get her up. Hold her steady now. Hot dog. Stuck in her throat.
Oh, that was a bad time to fall.
Thank you, Doc.
No, son. Thank you.
Oh my God, you can't go back.
He can't?
I best be getting on home. Before Alicia begins to think I got a girlfriend.
Good work, Doc.
Nice going, Doc. When did these ball players get here?
Oh, you can see them now. Good.
Do not sell this farm, Ray.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta keep this farm.
Mark, you've had a very rough day. Why don't you go inside and get something cold to drink?
Yeah.
Just immediately changes his tune.
Hey, do you want to come with us?
You mean it?
No, not you. Him.
Him?
Come with you?
Out there.
What is out there? I gave an interview.
What interview? What are you talking about?
The one about Ebbets Field, the one that charged you up and sent you all the way to Boston to find me.
You lied to me.
Well, you were kidnapping me at the time, you big jerk.
Well, you lied to me.
You...
I want a full description.
Take care of this family.
I love him so much. Great character.
What are you grinning at, you ghost?
If you build it, he will come.
His dad.
It's my father. Ease his pain.
Go the distance.
It was you.
No, Ray. It was you.
What do I say to him?
Start with a hello.
I'm John Kinsella.
I'm Ray. My wife, Annie. This is my daughter, Karen. Karen, this is John.
Hi, John.
Hiya, Karen.
Well, very nice meeting you.
He's very handsome. I mean, so is Kevin Costner, but he's not totally my type.
Good night, Ray.
Good night, John.
Don't say goodbye. You need to play catch with him.
Hey, Dad? You want to have a catch?
I'd like that.
Happy tears. These are my Band of Brothers tissues. I didn't think I'd be using them for something else. Wow. Oh my gosh, all the cars. Where are they all going to bark? Oh, wow. All right. Just a big old 30-minute traffic jam to the field. All right, that was my reaction to Field of Dreams. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. That was such a feel-good movie that was not what I was expecting, especially with how the movie opened. I almost thought that maybe we were getting like a based on a true story-ish kind of vibe. I expected like maybe Kevin Costner's role, he was going to be like a coach perhaps of a team of players, and we were good. Anyway, no, this was like a whole other thing. This was very much a fantasy type of story with really strong family aspects, but also really strong messaging about following your dreams. And I love that he had this purpose to like help all of these people that were dead. Well, not everyone was dead. I'll get to that in a second with Terrence, but you know, just like the voice calling to him and making him do this stuff. And so I wonder now if the voice was his dad. That would make the most sense to me, but I couldn't tell if the voice was his dad or not. Like I almost need to go back to the start of the movie and replay the earlier scenes where we could hear the voice repeating over and over again, right? So like maybe the voice was his dad, and then that's because that's such a close connection, right? And then that prompted him to like do all of this, and then it just went from there. But yeah, just so lovely. So lovely. I loved everyone in their performances, but for me, like James Earl Jones's Terrence was just amazing. It's funny though, because for me, he is the voice of Darth Vader and the voice of Mufasa. So in this movie, you know, I'm seeing neither of those, and he's saying a lot of stuff that he said in here was very much like the Mufasa character to say, but definitely not Vader. But either like, that's just what I hear is those characters. But now I can associate Terrence Mann with James Earl Jones. So if I see him in anything else, then I have this character to think about. And so speaking of Terrence, that last scene with him brought me like a brief moment of confusion. I did have the thought of like, wait, has he been dead this whole time? But then I thought back to the scenes and I was like, no, he's not. And mainly the scene with the brother, because the brother shows up to once again talk about the fucking bankruptcy and you have to sell and blah, blah, blah. And he could see and hear Terrence, right? When he still couldn't see the baseball team. So that to me proves that Terrence was alive. So I think Joe, sorry, I was about to say Ray because that's the actor's name, but not the character name. So when Joe was saying like, you should come with us to Terrence, right? And then we watch Terrence like kind of freaking out about going through the cornfield, right? That also proves to me that he's alive, because if he was dead already, like he wouldn't have had that kind of emotion towards, like he wouldn't have been hesitant / excited to go through the cornfield, right? So my assumption is that they were taking him to the ball game that he always wanted to see, because that was like, that's not something you can bring to this field. Like that was his wish, was to see the game at, what was the field name? Eberts Field. So the only way that can happen is for them to take him there. So I see that the cornfield is kind of like a gateway, but not a gateway, not necessarily a gateway for the dead to come here and be able to be seen and communicate with Ray and his family, but also like for them to be able to, like a time traveling of sorts. And then that points to like Terrence saying that, or Ray telling him to like write about it. And Terrence is like, yeah, I'll write about it. Right. So that's how I interpreted that scene. But I did get freaked out for just a moment. I'm like, wait a second, is this one of those that he's been actually not here the whole time? But no. And that wouldn't make sense for like Ray when he first went to him. And also if he was dead, like none of those people would have been able to, or the one person wouldn't have been able to actually tell him where to go. Right. Unless you could make a case, I think, for Terrence being, I don't buy it though. No, for me, he was definitely alive the whole time. And he simply is just time traveling to go and see his dream and get his dream fulfilled. Yeah, because that's what this movie is about. This movie is about dreams being fulfilled. So anyway, Kevin Costner was so great as Ray. I really, really liked him. Annie was fantastic. What a character. That whole like book banning, like anti-fascist discussion at the PTA, that was everything. It was so unexpected though. That initial sentence about when she was complaining to Ray in their home about the book banning and stuff, and she's talking about the Wizard of Oz and the Diary of Anne Frank, because Alberta right now is kind of either is still going through it, or they like just recently went through this whole like book banning ordeal. And The Diary of Anne Frank was like literally one of the books that they referenced and talked about because of the fact that Anne talks about having her period in her fucking diary. Like, hello, that is what girls of that age are gonna fucking write about. That doesn't mean we need to ban the book. Anyway, I won't dive too much into it, but all I'll say is that scene totally made my day and was hilarious and fun and awesome. And I just really loved Annie in that moment doing what she was doing. And I almost wanted to be like, do you want to come back here to 2025 and continue with that energy and get people riled up? She would do so good in the protests going on. Anyway, so that was a fun moment. Karen was great. I really loved her. And yes, Gabby Hoffman. Yeah, she was in Now and Then. She played Samantha. And she was adorable in this. I was so confused by the end where she fell off I'm out here assuming that she like really hit her head hard, because I feel like that would make sense for what happened. I wasn't expecting the whole, oh no, she's choking on a piece of hot dog that like went down her throat as that happened. Really bad timing. But that scene was also emotional because of Arch. Oh my gosh, like him out in the field seeing her, and then he crosses out off the field and immediately turns into the older version of himself that Ray talked to in doctor mode, ready to help. And then the realization to everyone that he can't return to kid him on the field. So then he goes back on the field as the doctor version of himself, the older version, and talks to the guys again. That was unexpectedly emotional. And I really loved that moment. But yeah, the very end of this movie, the whole reason for this wasn't just for Ray to help realize others' dreams, but for himself as well. He talked about how earlier in the movie that he had a regret in not playing catch with his dad at 14. Like he started to kind of, as teenagers do, right? You crave that independence and like kind of getting away from your family a little bit more. And so I was hoping that the dad would come into play at some point in this movie. So for that to happen at literally the very end of the film, for him to show up and then they were saying goodbye, and I was just like, wait a second. We're missing something here. Yeah, having catch. So what a great ending to the movie. Oh, it's just so good. So yes, loved this one. Makes sense why it got so many votes. I'm sure the other movies are fantastic as well because they also received a good number of votes, but this one did win the poll, and I see why. This was like way more than just a sports movie. This was a family movie, a father-son story. This was a movie about realizing dreams and talking about dreams. And then also this movie was also about doing things beyond just money, like he happily cut down a lot of corn that would have brought in a lot of revenue. Yes. But he chased this and it brought more than money ever can, which is like warmth and fulfillment and love and good vibes. And we need things like this in life. Not that like we can replicate this exact kind of thing because obviously this is fantasy at play, but we can do things like this and we have to mix in things like this in our life and not just the system we live in is really crap because of how we require constant income to live. But we have to prioritize time in our lives and we have to make time in our lives to do the things that where that is not a factor at all and doesn't matter, isn't a thing, is not no involvement at all, Well, I say no involvement at all. Obviously, I had to spend a lot of money to build the field in the first place, and he spent money to but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He's not getting any money from it. Although, with what Terrence and Karen said about people will come and they'll pay to see this game and so now my thinking is like, is that how they're gonna that's how they're gonna survive, I guess. That's how they're not gonna be able to foreclose. So I guess, I just went in a circle and convinced myself that I was actually wrong here in the sense, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. You could do this kind of thing and not have to turn it into a monetizable thing. Okay. All right. With that, I don't have anything else left to say. I'm going to go to Letterboxd now to see what some other people have to say about Field of Dreams. So let's go check it out. This is a good tagline for the movie. 3.5 stars. A bedtime fairy tale for dads. Yep. Oh, I love this review. 5 stars. It's easy to be cynical about a movie this earnest. It's easy to criticize it for how it comforts children of the 60s for selling out and being part of the Reagan era. It's not an accident that the film makes sure you know how the Field of Dreams will be profitable. It's easy to point out that baseball isn't some noble and pure thing, even though the movie does its best to divorce the sport from capitalism. It's easy to do those things, and I'm not saying that people can't make those criticisms or even that I wholly disagree with them, but what I'm saying is that I don't care. I don't care. I love this movie. I love how it's a bittersweet tapestry of nostalgia and dreams, how regret permeates our lives in different ways, and how we wish we could get a chance to make things right. It's pure escapism played perfectly. Of course, we all have to wake up from our dreams, but Field of Dreams shows the beauty of indulging them, if only for a little while. I love that review. I normally include 3 in this section of my videos, but I think I'm just going to leave it with that one because that was such a good one. Completely agree with that person. All right, and now it's that time of the video where I turn it to you and I ask you to leave your thoughts down below about Field of Dreams. Do you love this movie? Let me know the reasons why. And if you're someone that doesn't quite care for this one, I would also be interested in knowing why. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my reaction. Thank you so much. Once again, if watch-alongs or a lot of exclusives, there's so many reactions I have to movies that I have not edited for the channel. So if you're ever interested in that, come on over to Patreon. Browse my master list of reactions, see if there's anything that you didn't know I reacted to that interests you. To everyone's names who are going by right now, thank you so much for your support over there. It means the world. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would so appreciate that. Click on the screen to do so, probably over here. If you want to watch something else of mine, click on over here. We will see you guys in the next reaction, whichever one you tune into next. Until then, I wish you a fantastic rest of your day. Take care, everybody.